In flight, a commercial aircraft violently wrestles with the unpredictable atmosphere, absorbing brutal, shifting dynamic forces across its entire structure. This diagram illustrates the load factor, the ratio between the total lift pushing up against the wings and the aircraft's actual weight. In straight, level flight, these forces are perfectly balanced, creating a 1G load factor. When the plane rolls into a steep bank or pulls out of a dive, the wings must work harder to fight gravity. The lift force multiplies to maintain altitude, subjecting the entire airframe to 2 or even 3 times its resting weight. Certification standards reflect these demands. While a standard commercial airliner is built for moderate stress, aerobatic planes require much higher structural thresholds to survive extreme aerodynamic maneuvers. At cruising altitude, a second force takes hold. To keep passengers safe in the thin outside air, the fuselage is pumped full of high-pressure oxygen, turning the cabin into a pressurized balloon constantly pushing against its own walls. Civil engineers meet extreme forces with massive concrete pillars and thick steel beams. Aerospace engineers lack that luxury. Every kilogram of structure reduces payload, forcing a high-stakes balance between absolute strength and minimum weight. Solving the weight paradox requires precise load distribution, spreading physical stress across specialized parts rather than relying on heavy, solid members. This view highlights the wing's spars. As lift pushes upward, they carry the bending loads. Ribs define the aerodynamic shape, transferring localized loads back to the spars. Finally, the outer skin wraps the assembly, acting as a shell and carrying mechanical load. The fuselage relies on a similar load-sharing philosophy known as semi-monocoque construction. In this wireframe model, the skin, horizontal stringers, and circular frames function as a single system. This grid dissipates stress across the entire fuselage rather than concentrating it in a few heavy internal members. By forcing every component to share the mechanical burden, engineers create airframes that survive extreme load factors while shedding thousands of pounds of dead weight. This lightweight, flexible architecture is vulnerable to fatigue. Every takeoff, landing, and pressurization cycle subtly flexes the airframe, creating microscopic stress cycles that accumulate over time. The industry learned the danger of this deterioration in the 1950s, following the mid-air disintegrations of the early de Havilland Comet airliners. This diagram shows the Comet's fatal flaw. During pressurization, stress concentrated, red, at the sharp corners of the square windows, eventually tearing the thin metal skin apart. These failures ended the attempt to build infinitely rigid airframes. Engineers recognized that no amount of metal could perfectly resist the repeated stress of flight. Since they couldn't afford the massive weight penalty of thick metal plating, they developed a new logic for managing structural failure. Today, engineers utilize a philosophy called damage tolerance. They design airframes with the assumption that microscopic cracks already exist and will grow throughout the plane's operational life. This relies on fail-safe design and redundancy. Critical nodes feature alternate load paths. If one member fails, glowing lines reroute the load through adjacent beams to prevent a collapse. Engineers use finite element analysis and physical testing to predict exactly how fast these cracks will grow under specific load factors. By mapping this degradation speed, they schedule precise maintenance inspections to catch flaws before failure, ensuring safety without the penalty of heavy construction. Modern aircraft are dynamically flexible, highly optimized machines designed to safely absorb and manage their own gradual deterioration. Every airframe is a relentless balancing act. Overly conservative structures waste millions in fuel and payload capacity, while inadequate structures risk lives. To push the strength-to-weight ratio even further, engineers have reached the limits of traditional metals. To find more efficiency, they must turn to the advanced exotic materials we will explore in the next episode.